Hey, it's Dougie Fresh in the flesh, to give you my best to the last breath. Yes, sizzling and delivering with zeal and zest to help you on your quest, becoming your best, and to keep you in check. I'm in full effect here to knock you out of your comfort nest, my friends. Today we're talking about the Summit of Greatness. It was a blessing meeting you guys who were there. This is going to be a great reinforcement for you. And for those who weren't there, I'll share some of the things that you missed out on that could serve you. And that is this, the speaker, the man who himself will put it on. Lewis Howes. So Luke, thank you. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. And here's what I got from him. When he speaks and everything he does comes from his heart. It is leading with generosity, and he just lives in service. So that is a big takeaway. Not much needs to be said about that. Thank you, Lewis. I'm going to go over a couple different speakers and what I got from each one. The other one, Stacy London. Stacy London from What Not to Wear, fashion expert extraordinaire. She showed me that when I asked a question, I actually supported her. So I asked the last question, and when I went to meet her, she thanked me for asking that question. So showed us that just by asking questions and by being curious, you can support someone you're asking. That was more of like me figuring it out. She also said the shit you're hiding is the shit you're screaming. So you could be worried about some part on your body, some like, what do I have? I have this thing right here, and I could like hide it. I got this little, I don't know what it is, like a mole or something, a wart, and I could hide it. And I could be like worried about it, or you could let it go and show. It could be a part of your personality. It could be anything. Something you're hiding and scared of is actually what you're screaming. And that really landed on me, because we front, fraud, fugazi, facade. I know I have, other people do, and what is more advantageous for us to do is to feature. If you can't fix it, feature it, right? Look at perfect example, Kyle Maynard. No arms, no legs, yet no fucking excuses. No excuses. And it's because he used it as his advantage. He turned his disadvantage into his advantage. So we can exaggerate it and make, I'm a ginger, I'll be balding one day, I'll be a balding ginger, and I could make fun of myself, and that's okay. And I can't hide it and get a toupee like Donald Trump. I could, I guess. That'd be funny. And the main thing is just to reveal it, because if you try and hide it, it shows, and you show up inauthentic, and I think that'll just accelerate your growth so much. Ryan Blair, billionaire with his business and sales. He was really cool because he talked about how he essentially doesn't quit so he can show others not to quit. He'll bounce back from anything to show other people that they can't too. He's just brilliant, resilient, and that inspired me. He also, besides he'll come back for anything to show other people that they can too, he also talked a little about finances and money. And specifically, he said what the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Daniel Gilbert, billionaire, he says, money doesn't lead, it follows. Money follows. Money will follow you if you're being an attractive, abundant person, or how you want to show up to get the money. It kind of reminds me of, it's off topic, there's a poem, a Hindu poem about Saraswati and Lakshmi. One's the goddess of wisdom, one's the goddess of abundance and finance and money. And if you chase the goddess of money, the money eludes you. However, if you chase the other goddess, I think it's Saraswati, Lakshmi is a jealous goddess. So she's jealous and she starts following you. So chase after wisdom, and it reminded me. And he says that if you look at the scoreboard, you lose track of the meaning. So scoreboard's important, right? Keep your eye on the scoreboard because it matters. Keeping count, it's a game. Yet also, don't focus on it. Focus on the path, not the end outcome, the result, because then you'll trip and fall. Focus on the path, you won't bump into stuff, as Russell Simmons says. So Ryan Blair, awesome stuff. As well, we have the amazing Catherine Woodward, the author of Conscious Uncoupling. She talked about how when you're in a group and you set an intention, it's 6 times more powerful, or more likely to occur. Whoa. Now, that could be some bullshit we can cough up. It could be some hocus pocus. Or it's an empowering, resourceful idea that could serve and support us. So I'm gonna take that on. So an action I take, practical action I invite you all to take is when you're with people, see if you can say, hey, what do we want to create as we go into this meeting? What do we want to create as we go on this date? What do we want to make happen? What's our intention for the day? And sure enough, the reticular activation system in your brain will hone in on what you value, and boom, you'll find it 9 times out of 10. That's the sciencey way. The spiritual way is the law of attraction, the secret. So I set my intention. We did the art project. I wrote deep connection, and through the Summit of Greatness, I got deep connection. It was beautiful. Did you fulfill your intention? And probably so, because we said it with more than one, probably 300-400 people that were there. That was enormous. DJ Irene, DJ Irie, excuse me. DJ Irie, the homie from Miami, amazing job Saturday night on the turntables. We had a friggin' blast at the party. I learned from him when he was speaking. I thought he was one of the most dynamic, titanic, charismatic speakers on stage. He was really raw. And funny story, he kept something from his dad when he got, kicked out. He lost his scholarship. I did the same thing when I got in trouble at school. I went and found the mail and I hid it and I threw it away. And it's funny, a little commonality there. So what he shared was you get to start small before you can start big. To get to big, to get to colossal, enormous, Jurassic, you have to start small. Perfect example, this tree. Started with a freaking acorn. An acorn. And then it was a little tree. And now it is big. But it started small. DJ Irie, he was in the clubs in Miami, and he just started off with this girlfriend, with a girl he liked at her dad's thing. Then he went on more, and he did more, and he worked for free. He gave, and then he knew his worth, and he stood in that firmly, and he asked for it. So give, take. Now here's the paradox there is, you can give too much and miss out, and you can take. None of those wins. It's the in-between. It's the sweet spot of giving and taking. Adam Grant has a whole book on this, give and take. So I recommend check that out if you want a book to go for this. And finally, Kyle Maynard, my man, no arms, no legs. What I learned from him was that there's beauty in his disadvantage, that he can make great things happen because, yeah, he's like hard to relate to, but actually he related to all of us. He talked about his grandma's spirit being in the hoods of Charlotte and Orlando and all this tough stuff in the world. He shared how he could bring his heart to those places. That's what his purpose was, his mission. And the main thing I got from him was this. When he talked about the Army's quote was, honor the dead by challenging the living. Honor the dead by challenging the living. So I challenge you all. How can you show up great? How can you put into these things into practice? Maybe you can write some of your major takeaways from the event and go out there and live it, because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we cannot learn to ride a bike at a seminar. It's up to the practice afterwards. That event was extraordinary. I'll see you at the next one. Stay fresh, stay blessed. And that means every moment is fresh, every moment is a blessing. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll also throw some links down below of 2 or 3 other events I've been to that I summarize some of the core main takeaways. Enjoy. Peace.